When someone shares their struggle or something they're going through, we can feel pressure to help. This is multiplied the closer we are to the person, or the more often we have a great answer for them. Hello, friend. My name is Zach, and relationships are messy. Again, the closer we get to someone, the more we know their blind spots, their weaknesses, things that hurt them, the more we feel this overwhelming pressure to help. We help through giving them great answers that if they would just follow, they would be better and we would be better, right? But that doesn't help and it doesn't work. I don't know if you're a guy watching this, try fixing it for your wife. It does not end well for either one of you. So let's talk, how do we do this appropriately? How do we really help and not harm? Number one, we need to listen to understand. Too often we are listening to interrupt. We get into a point where we're going to listen to all the facts till we have a good solution, right? And then we stop listening and start crafting the perfect response, the perfect answer. Or we start crafting the spinning mind, the anger towards the person that wronged those that we love. We listen to interrupt, and in the process, miss out on a great opportunity to listen to understand. We also can do this thing where we can get so hurt by them being hurt that we detach from the whole situation altogether and we listen to hijack. Like when they're done sharing their deep hurt or their deep frustration, we just hijack it in a different direction. Oh, this is what happened to me today. And it's almost like you didn't hear the person. That's how they feel. And it's kind of true. We don't hear when we get in that point. But listening to understand, we are purely listening to understand. Like, what are they communicating? What heart are they communicating? What hurt do they want you to hear? See, oftentimes, people actually don't want you to fix. They want something a little deeper from you. And what they want is step two, validation. Look, validation does not mean agreeing. And that's where we can get trapped, right? We don't want our loved ones, the people we care about, we don't want them to get stuck. And so that's why we have these solutions that will help. And honestly, they might help. But when a person is expressing their heart, they can't hear. And when we listen to understand, and then we validate, it opens something up altogether. Validating feelings is kind of like this. If someone's expressing their hard day because their boss was terrible, you might be tempted to agree with them with how terrible their boss is. That's not validating. That's attacking another human. What validating is validating that it's hard, that their day was rough, that it's hard when you have someone over you that's not acting in an honorable way. Those are the feelings that need to get validated. See, in this moment, when someone's really struggling, imagine for a second they're down in a pit. And they're down in this pit and it's dark. And all they can see is their problem. You, when you hear them, you're up out of the pit. You're in the sunshine. And you're like, come on up here. It's bright. It's sunny. Just follow this solution. But what we need to do to help someone get out of the pit is actually to climb down there with them. It's to sit with them in the muck and the mire for a second. And we do that when we listen to understand and we validate the feelings that they're having, that they're legitimate feelings. Doesn't mean they're correct feelings. And if you're a real right or wrong person, that's where you can get hung up, where you're looking for someone to blame or you're looking to see if feelings are appropriate or not. Feelings are just feelings. And the way we get through the feelings is by getting through them, by walking through them, by acknowledging that they are there. So see, when you meet with someone in the pit, it calms their heart. It releases the anxiety that's got them spinning. And this is where you can fix. But I have a caveat for you real quick. Sometimes all someone needs is for us to join them in the pit. hard stop. The end. Do you know why? Because when you join them in the pit, that's when you can honor them as a human, honor the Holy Spirit that is within them, for them to come up with their own answers. See, I think sometimes when we think we have the perfect answer that someone needs, it's this thing called pride, more than we'd like to admit, that we have the answers that they need, that we have this great solution. But my friend, oftentimes when I've thought I've had a solution for someone, I was wrong. It's not what they needed. It's actually, if I was in the situation, what I might need. But we're individuals, aren't we? On an individual journey. I mean, I have a family of origin. I have certain brokenness about me. I need to hear things that you might not know I need to hear, but God knows. And I think sometimes our pride takes over and we don't release someone to wrestle things out for themselves. And in that way, we're robbing them of their ability to stand on their own. See, when you do get to this point where you know you've sufficiently heard them and validated their feelings and sat with them, then you need to ask them if they want advice. Give them the privilege of saying no or saying, yeah, I'd love advice. And that's where you could come in with your brilliant solution that I know is going to work. But word it in a way that it actually is with some humility. These steps are a lot harder than I'm making them sound on the video. I mean, they're really simple things to walk through, but it is so hard. It's hard to remember the simplicity of listening to understand and validate someone's feelings and leaving them in the hands of God. It's much easier to tell them what to do or to flame on the person they're mad at. This is something that's, I think, beyond our human ability. I think it's something we need the power and the presence of God in. It's not something we can only do with true love. And true love is found with connection with God. And so if you want to know how to stay connected with God so that you can love those in your life better, watch this video right here. I know it'll really help you.